I'm so incredibly happy to have all of you guys in the team to do this judging endeavor together with me. It's so important to have different perspectives on how to use design and how design can be used to tackle so much bigger types of problems today than only 10 years ago, which I think is a fantastic development. And I think that some of the entries also show and point in that direction. So happy to have you here. I was really impressed by seeing design finally being used and the design approach finally being used in so many different societal challenging issues, trying to use a design approach to solve big issues like energy, internet freedom, healthcare solutions, that there's a way of using design that's now happening on so many levels that we haven't really seen before, and that becomes something that I value a lot, and that's also something that we put a lot of value in our judging process.
And I think you already mentioned it a bit, but the overall quality was really high, and also the quality of system thinking and visualizing a whole system and all the elements of the system was really high, both in the student and in the professional area.
Yeah, and I think we have a lot of good discussions and very good examples of how design can be brought into new fields and what value it can bring into new parts of society. So inspiring and challenging. Yes.
We also felt for this category of strategy and research that it was important that we also valued highly projects that used and pushed new methods and new uses of design to address those new challenges that we have mentioned already.
We have now debated, discussed and talked through the whole day and across multiple continents and arrived at the result from the jury in the category of research and strategy. The announcement of the winners in the student category. The first notable project that we selected is a project called Core77, and it's about the empowerment of garbage collectors, and it's for Universidade Weil.
This project shows the potential of design to address social inequity by making invisible community members visible, and through that drive behavior change, like not including sharp object in the garbage.
And the second notable project is called In Their Shoes. It's for Oslo School of Architecture and Design. And it's a very good example of a framework which has the ambition to connect insights from nurses in nursing homes with the decision makers in the healthcare system. Our third notable entry is MIGU, a breast pump system to empower the working mom, from Savannah College of Art and Design. We would like to acknowledge the effort to address a very important challenge many women face when returning to work from often a very short maternity leave. It's a well-executed project throughout, including research and development of an ecosystem solution. And the first runner-up is a project called Project Aspen, Who Owns the Patient Experience, and it's for IIT Institute of Design.
Yeah, I think what's really interesting in this project is that it's well researched and that it creates a clear framework, bringing different parties together and also talking about the values between the different parties and adding tools for those values.
And the second runner-up is a project called Pookie, a toy for all children, for Monash University.
And this project is really taking the special needs for autistic children and making that a basis for a new toy, especially looking into the dialogue between the parents and the child and evolving emotions and talking about emotions
in a new way. Yes. And the winner in the student category is a project called Potential Energy. It's about exploring service opportunities in energy producing neighborhoods. And this is a project we would like to lift and give credit to because of the ecosystem thinking and addressing a very important and critical topic using design methodology and exploring it in a very professional way, even though it's a student project.
Yeah, I think for the students, they were really able to understand the ecosystem in a very broad way and come up with also governmental legislations. So it was really a broad view, but touching upon quite a number of things that are really, really relevant, making a next step in this area.
And also something that we'd like to comment on, that they've also explored the business value and the cash flow and the streams of money in the system, because it becomes a very important aspect in addressing ecosystems like this, and also an aspect that we haven't seen in so many entries that we think is a very good part, an important part. So we're super happy to make the announcements of the professional entries. First notable entry is a project called Chinkaisi for Allianz, and it's an acoustic fetal listening device targeting pregnant women on the Chinese market.
The reason we felt this fit into the strategy category is because this product helps to make the transition from traditional to modern childcare through a product to help take a more celebratory approach for expectant families, and through that drive behavior change to preventative health care in pregnancy.
And the second notable entry is the SAP Tennis Analytics for coaches, and it's done for Women's Tennis Association.
Yeah, we thought this one was notable because it was one of the few that really was based on data and data analytics. And going forward, data is an important part of products and product definition, so it fits the strategy category well.
And also been addressed in a very innovative way as such. Our third notable entry is Talent Connect, participatory research with high schoolers to envision next generation career planning for Columbus Chamber of Commerce. This project is addressing one of the biggest challenges of our time, supporting young people to get a job. And we think this is a well-performed research project that has generated some very clear and actionable insights. It's also about advancing the practice of design into new spaces, where using a design approach is still not so common. So our first runner-up is a project called Internet Freedom Need Finding Framework for Open Technology Fund. And we selected this project because having access to internet without surveillance is a human right, but it's not obvious to have the access to it in many countries as of today. So this is a framework that's been developed to be able to understand the needs of specific communities, which can be very different. So it's actually using a design approach and design methodology to approach a very important democratic problem. And the second runner-up is a project called The Future of First Response, and it's done for Pacific Northwest National Laboratory.
And this is a really nice project where the research part, they brought together a group of very diverse first response professionals to look into what are the needs and what are the possibilities of new products and services that can bring them together to move first response even further. More safe, more secure and more efficient.
And the winner of the professional category is a Target Open House project for Target. And this is a permanent part museum, part store environment that challenges the conventional definition of retail. It's an exploratory retail format where new technology delivered by startups can be tested and explored and experienced by consumers in a real retail environment. And we found this very, it's a novel way of researching and understanding consumers' needs and meeting it in a live retail space.
And it's also a novel way to address the whole ecosystem, because the Internet of Things type of products depend on the wider ecosystem, and this connects that wider ecosystem and gives wider ecosystem understanding. So
And
that's also quite novel.
And it gives a wonderful place for startups to test out and promote the new technologies and new solutions.
It's addressing an important business problem for many startups to get access to a bigger market, which can be challenging when you cannot scale in the way that many of these big retailers demand in order to be able to even play. So it's a creative solution for that.
Yeah, so it's innovative on many fronts.
And very inspiring. Finally, we need to make a wrap of this little video announcement, and I'd like to say thank you to a fantastic jury and for an incredible day. It's been super inspiring to have you guys on board, and I really had the dream jury of my choice, so it's been very fulfilling and good discussions. We didn't always agree, actually. There were quite a few situations where we had some debates on things, but we're super happy with the choices that we've made. So I'd like to say thank you for today.
Thank you.
Yeah, and congratulations to all the winners.
Yeah. Congratulations.